Nritya Gopal Das nominated President and Champat Rai General Secretary of Ram Mandir Tirth Kshetra Trust at its first meeting. Former Principal Secretary to Prime Minister Nripendra Misra to head Temple Construction Committee. Union Cabinet decides to make its flagship crop insurance scheme voluntary for farmers with existing crop loans or those willing to take new ones. CCEA approves setting up of 10,000 new farmer producer organizations by 2024. Cabinet decides to increase interest subvention or subsidy or loans given to dairy sector to take white revolution to the next level. Cabinet to nod for second phase of Swachh Bharat mission. In a major decision to safeguard reproductive rights of women, Union Cabinet approves assisted reproductive technology. Bill to regulate the ART services in India. Bill proposes stringent punishment for those practicing sex selection and sale of human embryos or gametes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump to hold talks in Delhi on 25th January on strategic partnership in defense security, counter-terrorism, trade, energy and people-to-people exchanges. Trump exudes the excitement ahead of its India visits. President Donald Trump praises Prime Minister Modi in a video message. Soil Health Card Scheme completes 5 years. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar says there was record production of food grains in the last 5 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits Holi Heart at India Gate, lawn savors litti chokha and hot cup of tea, tries his hand at some music, visits stalls showcasing handicrafts, carpets, textiles and food. Death toll due to novel coronavirus crosses 2,000 in China. The third and final batch of inmates quarantined at an ITBP facility post-evacuation from Wuhan discharged. Government says it is constantly reviewing the situation and talking and also taking the necessary steps. And India's Greco-Roman wrestler Ashu and Aditya Kundu win a bronze medal each on the second day of Asian Wrestling Championship in New Delhi. Ashu beat Syria's Abdul Karim 8-1 in the 867 kg category. Kundu defeated Nao Kusaka of Japan by 8-0 in 72 kg bronze medal bout. Namaskar, I am Kiran Jha. The top stories of the day. Mahant Nritya Gopal Das was elected President and Champat Rai General Secretary of the Ram Temple Trust at its first meeting in New Delhi on Wednesday. It was also decided to open an account in Ayodhya's State Bank of India branch for donations for the Ram Temple construction.
नृत्य गोपाल दास जी महाराज को और मुझे स्वयं चंपत राय को ट्रस्टी के रूप में नामित करने के बाद नृत्य गोपाल दास जी राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र के अध्यक्ष और मैं स्वयं उसका महासचिव और मेरे साथ मेरे बाईं ओर खड़े हैं पूज्य स्वामी गोविंद देव गिरी जी महाराज, वो इसके कोषाध्यक्ष घोषित किए गए.
And this was the meeting held at the residence of veteran lawyer K. Parasaran, also elected the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's former Principal Secretary Nripendra Misra as the head of the Temple Construction Committee of the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust.
एक और बहुत बड़ा निर्णय लिया गया कि एक भवन निर्माण समिति बनेगी जो सब प्रकार का प्रशासनिक कार्य और निर्माण कार्य पर विशेषज्ञों के साथ निर्णय करके काम को आगे बढ़ाएगी. उसके चेयरपर्सन, उसके चेयरमैन भारत सरकार के बहुत वरिष्ठ प्रशासनिक अधिकारी, 1967 बैच के आईएएस अफसर, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के भी वो सचिव रहे, ऐसे नृपेंद्र मिश्रा को हमने इस कार्य के लिए चुना है कि वो निर्माण समिति के चेयरपर्सन रहेंगे.
The Union Cabinet has decided to make its flagship crop insurance scheme voluntary for farmers with existing crop loans or those willing to take new loans. It also approved the second phase of Swachh Bharat mission, rural, besides the constitution of an empowered technology group which will advise the government on priorities and strategies for research on emerging technologies across sectors. Significantly, the Cabinet also approved the assisted reproductive technology and the bill that seeks to regulate the burgeoning ART services in India.
Union Cabinet has approved revamping of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and restructured weather-based crop insurance scheme to address the existing challenges in implementation of these schemes. Enrollment under the schemes will be made voluntary for all farmers. As a result, a separate scheme would be prepared to provide financial support and effective risk mitigation tools to highly water-stressed 151 districts.
प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना को स्वैच्छिक कर दिया गया है। जो किसान ज्वाइन करना चाहे उसके लिए ये खुला मंच है और किसानों का प्रीमियम उतना ही रहेगा। पूर्वोत्तर राज्य जो 50% उनकी हिस्सेदारी प्रीमियम में रहती थी उसमें निर्णय करके अब 90% केंद्र का रहेगा और 10% राज्यों को जमा करना होगा।
The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has given its approval to 10,000 farmer producer organizations which will be formed in 5 years to ensure economies of scale for farmers. Through this, the farmers will have better collective strength for better access to quality input, technology, credit and better marketing access.
इस पूरी परियोजना के लिए 6,866 करोड़ रुपया इसकी स्वीकृति आज मंत्रिपरिषद ने हम लोगों को दी है। एफपीओ बनाने में एसएफएसी, एनसीडीसी और नाबार्ड ये 3 एजेंसियां हैं जो निश्चित रूप से एफपीओ को प्रोत्साहित करेंगी और एक बिजनेस संगठन प्रोफेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को भी हम जोड़ेंगे।
The government has also approved rupees 4,558 crores for a scheme to promote the dairy sector which will benefit about 95 lakh farmers. This scheme will take the white revolution to the next level. The Cabinet has also approved Phase 2 of the Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen till 2024-25. It will focus on open defecation free plus which includes ODF sustainability and solid and liquid waste management.
यह स्वच्छ भारत की अब दूसरा चरण आया जिसमें ओडीएफ प्लस का मतलब है कि देहातों में भी जो कचरा प्लास्टिक का हो, दूसरा गीला कचरा हो, तो सब कचरे का निष्पादन भी ठीक तरीके से हो, ये जरूरी है।
In one more legislative measure to protect women's reproductive rights, Cabinet has approved a historic bill for the welfare of women in the country, the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill 2020. A national board and a state board will be set up to help implement the legal framework. Those indulging in embryo sale and trafficking can be fined and even put behind bars according to the provisions of the bill.
मेडिकल टर्मिनेशन प्रेगनेंसी का जो बिल है वो अपने आप में अलग है, असिस्टेड रिप्रोडक्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी का बिल अपने आप में अलग है। और मैं दोबारा दोहराती हूँ, ये सारे कदम और विशेष जो सरेगेसी और मेडिकल टर्मिनेशन ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी बिल, अगर आप विश्व के किसी भी देश को आज देख लीजिए, हिंदुस्तान उसमें सबसे प्रोग्रेसिव भूमिका में नज़र आएगा, जिसके लिए हर हिंदुस्तानी को गर्व होना चाहिए कि हमारे देश में औरत के रिप्रोडक्टिव राइट्स को सुनिश्चित करने के लिए पुरुषों ने या समाज ने भी पल्ला नहीं झाड़ा, सरकार ने भी कदम से कदम मिलाया।
Cabinet has also approved constitution of a 12-member technology group with the principal scientific advisor to the Government of India as its chair. The group is mandated to render timely policy advice on latest technologies, mapping of technology and technology products. With inputs from Sudhakar Das in New Delhi, TD India.
Now moving to next story, the US President Donald Trump has said that a big deal with India will be done soon, perhaps before the presidential election in November. This comes just days ahead of his maiden bilateral visit to India next week.
Well, we can have a trade deal with India, but I'm really saving the big deal for later on. We're doing a very big trade deal with India. We'll have it. I don't know if it'll be done before the election, but we'll have a very big deal with India.
Meanwhile, Ahmedabad is all set to welcome President Donald Trump on Monday. From Howdy Modi in Houston to Namaste Trump, the born home between President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will add another leaf to India-US ties.
President Trump reciprocating India's Namaste Trump call. This will be his first bilateral visit to India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will host President Trump in Ahmedabad as well as New Delhi on the 24th and 25th of February.
I happen to like Prime Minister Modi a lot, and he told me we'll have 7 million people between the airport and the event. And the stadium, I understand, is sort of semi under construction, but it's going to be the largest stadium in the world, so it's going to be very exciting. But he says between the stadium and the airport, we'll have about 7 million people, so it's going to be very exciting.
Like the Howdy Modi event in Houston, Namaste Trump event will be held at the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Stadium or Motera Stadium after it is inaugurated by the US President on February 24.
A land that breeds cricket, a land where cricket is not just a game, it's a religion. This land now has the world's largest cricket stadium and will be hosting US President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the same stage at its inaugural. When President Donald Trump will be on his maiden visit to India, Gujarat is all set to welcome him. All the posters are up. There are several billboards, also posters depicting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, President Donald Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump on the posters. Also, the posters speak of the amalgamation and the meeting of two big democratic countries and all the things, all for the road show and for his different visits to different places. All of it is being kept into place, and Ahmedabad and Gujarat is all equipped to host the US President and its First Lady. With camera person Sumit Nadia, this is Meghna Dev, DT News, Ahmedabad.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday made a surprise visit to Holi Heart at Rajpath, where he interacted with the artisans and relished litti chokha and kulhar tea. Soon after chairing a meeting of the Union Cabinet, Modi reached Holi Heart at Rajpath. Holi Heart is being organized at Rajpath along India Gate by the Ministry of Minority Affairs. The Prime Minister took a round of the heart and stopped at several stalls to interact with the master craftsmen and artisans. More in this report.
A people's Prime Minister sipping kullad ki chai, taking selfies, tasting litti chokha, seated on a charpai. Yes, we are talking about Prime Minister Modi's surprise stop over the Holi Heart at India Gate on Wednesday. Jan Sevak Narendra Modi interacted with the artisans from across the country. Even trying his hand at some musical instruments. He tweeted, "The colors and diversity of India on display. Spent a wonderful afternoon at the Holi Heart on India Gate. It showcases the best of products including handicraft, carpets, textiles and of course delicious food. Do visit it." Over 250 stalls have been set up at the India Gate lawns and more than 50% of the artisans participating are women. Prime Minister Modi also interacted with a Divyang artist.
हुनर हाट के बारे में मुझे पता चला आपकी स्कीम के बारे में, तो मैंने हुनर हाट में पार्टिसिपेट किया और मुझे रेगुलर इन लोगों ने सर कितना बेचती हो? सर मैंने घर खरीद लिया।
The theme of this year's Holi Heart is Kaushal Ko Kaam. Prime Minister Modi was accompanied by the Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi. The ministry is the organizing agency for this initiative that has become employment and empowerment exchange for master artisans and craftsmen. These hearts are being set up across the country. Bureau Report, DD News.
So we just saw how interestingly the Prime Minister visited the Hunar Haat, and he just appreciated the all artisans and visited and interacted with the lots of artisans over there and their choices. Now coming to next story, President of China Xi Jinping called for greater protection of medical workers fighting coronavirus after casualties among them showed an onward trend even as the death toll from the epidemic crossed the 2,000 mark on Wednesday. Meanwhile, 7 Indians on board Diamond Princess are receiving treatment in hospitals in Japan after testing positive for COVID-19 over the past few days. India will be sending an aircraft to Wuhan to evacuate those still remaining there. The aircraft will also be carrying medical supplies and equipments.
The death toll in China due to coronavirus outbreak has climbed to more than 2,000, and the number of those affected with the virus now stands at more than 74,000. There are also confirmed reports of those on board the ship Diamond Princess being infected. 79 more are reportedly infected now, and the number has reached 621. The medical reports of 500 aboard the ship are found to be negative, and they're all being sent home after being quarantined for 14 days. However, the crew, including some Indians on board, will remain on the ship, and the Indian government is on an alert. The centre has said it is maintaining a close vigil on the situation and taking all the necessary steps.
कोरोना वायरस इशू हर बैठक में उसका अपडेट दिया जाता है और भारत ने जो प्रभावी कदम उठाए हैं इसका और दुनिया में क्या स्थिति है इसकी अपडेट करते हैं.
All 406 people in the ITBP camp in Chawla have been discharged. A family of 6 people got discharged on Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, India will be sending an aircraft to Wuhan to evacuate those still remaining there. The aircraft will also be carrying medical supplies and equipments along with it. After coming back from Wuhan, the evacuees will be taken to the ITBP camp where all the preparation is in place.
इसके लिए हमने कल से ही तैयारी शुरू कर दी है नए लोगों को लाने के लिए. सारा क्लीनिंग और सैनिटाइजेशन की कार्रवाई चल रही है और ये हमारे डॉक्टर पैरामेडिक और एनसीडीसी के रैब इसको मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं और हमारे पास जो सूचना अभी तक है कि 120 के आसपास लोग आएंगे. हमारे पास 21 तारीख की सुबह 4 बजे लगभग वो पालम एयरपोर्ट में पहुंचेंगे.
In Chennai, a ship that came from China has been quarantined as 2 aboard the ship complained of fever. In Hong Kong, an elderly lost his life due to coronavirus, and with this, the death toll has reached 2. In South Korea, 20 new cases have been reported, while Russia has decided to completely block the entry of Chinese nationals. An order signed by Russian Prime Minister said that the ban on the entry would come into effect from midnight on Thursday. DD India.
The Supreme Court appointed interlocutors visited Shaheen Bagh on Wednesday to initiate talks with the protesters after the court suggested that the agitation should be held in an alternative site where no public place is blocked. After the meeting, interlocutors said that they held constructive talks with the protesters over there.
We met a whole lot of very proud Indians who have great confidence in their constitutional institutions. There was great appreciation of the Supreme Court and its important belief in a democratic dialogue. And we both remain extremely hopeful of a good resolution.
We especially thank the Delhi police, the media and the Shaheen Bagh volunteers for their constructive cooperation with renewed hope of a resolution that satisfies all.
The 70th edition of Berlin Film Festival, Berlinale, presents a new management duo, new series and competitions. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar inaugurated Indian Pavilion of 70th Berlinale. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, in collaboration with Confederation of Indian Industry, is participating in the 70th Berlin International Film Festival. This year in Berlin, 3 Indian feature films as well as 1 short documentary film have been selected, namely Pushpendra Singh's Laila Aur Saat Geet, Pratik Vats Ebe Ale Oy, Akshay Indikar's Sthal Puran, Chronicle of Space are the part of Panorama sections and Ekta Mittal's short documentary Gumnaam Din. And now coming to the next story, that is the Soil Health Card scheme has completed 5 years and the target is now to expand it to 5 lakh villages across the nation. The initiative is important considering that more than half of India's population depends on agriculture for their livelihood. Soil Health Card is the Government of India's scheme promoted by the Ministry of Agriculture, which meant to give each farmer soil nutrient status of his or her holding on the dosage of fertilizers.
19th February is the Soil Health Card Day. It commemorates the day Soil Health Card scheme was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on February 19th, 2015 at Suratgarh, Rajasthan. Coincidentally, the International Year of Soils was celebrated the same year.
जो लोग यहाँ उपस्थित हैं वो तो अपने खेत का मिट्टी का परीक्षण कराएं ही, लेकिन जो व्यक्ति उनकी बात मान सकता है उसको भी इस बात के लिए प्रेरित करें कि पहले परीक्षण कराओ और बाद में फसल उगाओ, तो हम सबको ज्यादा फायदा होगा.
During Cycle 1 2015 to 17, 10.74 crore soil health cards, and during Cycle 2 2017 to 19, 11.74 crore soil health cards have been distributed to farmers. A 2017 study by the National Productivity Council found that SHC scheme has promoted sustainable farming and led to a decrease of use of chemical fertilizer application in the range of 8 to 10%. Besides, overall increase in the yield of crops to the tune of 5 to 6% was reported due to application of fertilizer and micronutrients as per recommendations available in the soil health cards. Soil Health Card scheme was launched to evaluate soil fertility of every farm holding across the country in every 2 years. The objectives of Soil Health Card scheme is to issue soil health cards to farmers every couple of years so as to provide a basis to address nutritional deficiencies in fertilization practices. Soil testing reduces cultivation cost by application of right quantity of fertilizer. It ensures additional income to farmers by increase in yield, and it also promotes sustainable farming. The scheme provides information to farmers on nutrient status of their soil, along with recommendation on appropriate dosage of nutrients to be applied for improving soil health and its fertility. Ajay Bikram Singh's report for DD India.
The soul of India resides in its villages. According to 2011 census, 68.84% of the population lives in villages, and in such a situation, empowering rural India can result into a developed India. The Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's Revamp mission was proposed by the central government in the budget of 2014-15 to bridge the gap between the villages. In September 2015, the Union Cabinet had approved the mission, giving priority to the development of socio-economic and infrastructure in rural areas.
Under this scheme, it was intended to develop 300 clusters over 3 years. These clusters are geographically composed of several Gram Panchayats. For the selection of these clusters, the Ministry of Rural Development has prepared a scientific process under which various aspects such as population, economic prospects, capacities, tourism, etc. have been analysed at the district, sub-district and village levels. Under this mission, skill development training, food processing, construction of storage godowns, digital education, sanitation, door-to-door water supply, solid waste management, rural roads, drainage, mobile health units, improvement of school and higher education, e-village connectivity, public transport system, citizen service center and LPG gas supply service etc. are included. The main reason of a farmer's suicides due to destruction of his crop is lack of alternative means of income for him. People from rural areas migrate to cities in search of employment, better education and health. As a result, the pressure of population in cities is constantly increasing. The government is working fast on this mission for a complete solution to these issues. Bureau Report, DD India.
The Buddhist heritage of Odisha is rich and varied, both in sculptures and architecture. Even though Lord Buddha had never visited Odisha during his lifetime, the state has a rich heritage of Buddhism. In fact, Odisha is home to more than 200 Buddhist sites scattered across its length and breadth. Most and one of the popular Buddhist destination in Odisha is the Diamond Triangle, comprising Ratnagiri, Udaygiri and Lalitgiri in Jaipur district. Ratnagiri is one of them, and which is situated in the Jaipur district of Odisha. Ratnagiri means the hill of jewels. Once upon a time, this ruined Mahavihar was the major Buddhist monastery of Odisha. It is 100 km from the state capital, Bhubaneswar.
Archaeological treasures of Ratnagiri were first noticed in the year 1905. The extensive excavation of the site was carried out by Archaeological Survey of India between 1958 and 1961. Excavation of this site brought to light the remains of the magnificent Buddhist establishment consisting of a stupa, monastic complex, shrines, sculptures, architectural fragments and other antiquities. The Buddhist monument were constructed from the 5th century AD onwards. However, the construction activities of Ratnagiri got special impetus under the royal patronage of the Bhumakaras from the 9th to 10th century AD.
Every one is different from each other. That is very important. And by inscription, it is known that it is Ratnagiri Mahavihara Aryabhikkhu Sanghasa. During 5th century AD to 15th century AD, it was highly flourished, and it was like a university, Buddhist university. So it is very important site.
The excavation also unearthed the remains of Hindu temple named as Dharma Mahakala. Another attraction of Ratnagiri is its museum. A visit to Ratnagiri will not be complete without visiting this museum on the northwest corner of the site, which exhibits an impressive collection of antiquities that were excavated from the site.
This has attracted more visitors since its exposure way back in 1960s, and we have this sprawling monastery, number 2, with other monasteries, then many Vajrayan Buddhist sculptures as well as Mahakala Chakrayan sculptures are available here.
Ratnagiri undoubtedly ranks with Nalanda and Taxila among the largest Buddhist settlement anywhere in India. With its architectural grandeur, balanced composition and effective array of splendid sculptures, with their superb artistic excellence and iconographic details, Ratnagiri has always attracted the tourists and researchers around the year. Bureau Report, DD India.
Now moving to sports news, Ashu, Aditya, Kundu and Hardeep won a bronze medal each in their respective weight categories as Indian wrestlers bagged 5 medals in Greco-Roman events of Asian Wrestling Championships in New Delhi on Wednesday. While Ashu won a bronze in 67 kg category, Aditya and Hardeep also bagged medals of same color in the 72 kg and 97 kg respectively on the second day of the competitions. Ashu beat Syria's Abdul Karim Mohammad Al Hassan 8-1, while Kundu defeated Nao Kusaka of Japan 8-0 inside 1.5 minutes in a lopsided 72 kg bronze medal bout at KD Jadhav Hall in Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium. And that was all in this edition, but keep watching DD India. Till then, take care. Namaskar.